Welcome back to the Nerds with Chainsaws podcast with your host, me, Brett Drogemeyer, and Dalton Wright, co-hosting. This is the last episode in person.
For a bit. I doubt you'll hear that, but... Oh, he's taking his mic over. It shows it's reading it.
That is the washing machine. Oop, shit.
Be the last one in person for a little bit. Then we'll start experimenting with Discord. And if that doesn't work, we'll find
something else.
Have to make a special either channel or voice channel that only allows 2 people.
I think we should just make one for the podcast.
Yeah.
That way you guys can join too. We can set it up kind of like how we have the Clubhouse right now in our current Discord.
Yeah. But yeah, tonight I'll be drinking a weird one. Had one the other day, but it is a huckleberry beer. It's called Halo. Huckleberry Hefe. Hefe. Because it's a Hefeweizen. I don't know, it's apparently a pretty popular, like huckleberry beers in general are a pretty popular thing in, it was either Minnesota or Wisconsin, just up in that area where half of my girlfriend's family lives. So she's like, you gotta try this because you gotta like it. Okay. She just gave me 2 of them, had one the other day. It's not too bad, so I'll drink the other one tonight. It just kind of, to me, it just tastes like a good wheat beer with a little bit of fruity, like, aftertaste.
It was pretty good. You let me try it. I don't have anything. All my alcohol's all the way across the state.
Yep, that topped out both mics. It was funny to watch.
All of my alcohol is 4 hours away.
Unfortunate.
I don't even know where it's at. It's in a box somewhere. It's been fucking stressful moving. We've been looking hard for that box and we can't find it. I'm gonna be really sad we fucking lost all of our alcohol.
Yeah, now you gotta, if you want cheap alcohol with discount, you gotta buy it in bulk whenever you're up in here.
Yeah, get it on wholesale.
Or have one of us buy it if we come down.
Yeah.
No, I imagine before too long we'll be close enough to that area to meet up. More than likely it would be in Wichita.
It's like the house we're in now, we have a spare bedroom. So if y'all wanted to like come down for a weekend, you could do that.
You have a spare bed though.
I got an air mattress. It's better than nothing, as long as you're content sleeping with the snakes and the geckos.
Just as long as the snake doesn't get out. Gecko, I don't really care. He can cuddle.
You've seen my snake. He's tiny. He won't hurt you.
Well, you can still just around my neck.
Did you see on Cassie's story where he's playing dead?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. He's rolling around like, I'm dead, leave me alone, don't die. It's a hog nose. They're known for playing dead. I didn't know that. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? What's wrong with him? He's like, he's playing dead. I was like, oh, that's adorable.
I've seen some where they literally rotate their bellies up, and you try to flip them, and they'll just flip back over.
No, that's what he was doing. Yeah, that is what he was doing. He's like, I am dead, leave me alone. Because I guess she scared the shit out of him when she pulled him out of his tank. Because we didn't want to transport him in their tanks.
Yeah.
It's kind of dangerous.
I'm going to move some of this shit.
So, we put him in a little Tupperware container with some hot hands heat packs to keep him nice and toasty.
Hot hands.
Because it was like 12 degrees outside.
It's supposed to get real nice here.
Yeah, the end of this week.
The end of the week here towards move this over here. Towards the start of next week, Monday's supposed to be like 52, and then Tuesday drops back to like high 30s, and then it's supposed to be 40s, 50, like 40s.
It's supposed to rain like
low 50s the rest of the week.
Sunday, Monday time span. It's supposed at least down in Fredonia it's supposed to rain. I don't know about here.
It's I don't know about the rain, but what I'm expecting is this time of the year when it keeps switching fucking temperatures every other day.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be real windy. So,
yeah.
even though it's like, oh, it's 52, it's still gonna feel like 38 because of the wind chill. And so I see 52 on the radar. I'm like, oh, that's a motorcycle day, possibly. No, it doesn't end up being that way because it's like, oh, 34 mile an hour wind gusts as the normal.
I saw on the news tonight up in New York, like super upstate New York. I think it was Caribou, New York. The wind chill for, I don't know, like one of the next few days. The like high temperature was a wind chill of negative 52.
Whew.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's fucking cold.
Well, problem with those giant cities like that, like upstate New York. I just blanked every other major city in the entirety of America. But anyway, places with those giant skyscrapers and downtown districts like that actually funnel wind worse.
Yeah.
Just from how the buildings are made, they create crosswinds on the intersections, and it's horrible.
There's also supposed to be like the first measurable snowfall like this entire winter season in New York, which is really odd. It's like this is like the first time that it hasn't snowed there since like.
There's the takeoff cycle.
There we go. You can definitely hear that.
Maybe. Yeah, that's the takeoff cycle.
Anyway, it was like the first time since like the 1800s that they haven't had snow there before.
Huh.
Before like February.
Well, we also have had record lows across like pretty much every state in the U.S. since like the 1800s.
Yeah, they got an ice storm in fucking Texas right now.
Yeah, Texas doesn't snow; it just gets ice. That's what I remember back like years and years and years ago when Cameron first moved here because he lived in Texas. He's like, yeah, it doesn't snow; it just freezes. So it sucks.
Straight ice knocks out all the power, destroys all the fucking trees.
Oh, get this shit. So I completely ate shit in front of the main office. Did I tell you that?
No.
It was last Thursday. Walking up to the main office, I was carrying boxes of projector bulbs.
Oh,
just
shit.
completely fucking took my feet out from underneath me, laid myself out. Wrist was hurt for a few days, flat on my back, like knocked the wind out of myself. The projector bulb boxes came down, hit me in the head on the way down. There's no cameras on the front of that building, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have found that footage and recorded it. Because I'm still young enough I can bounce back from that. It's funny. Not funny for everybody else. So I came in, and I was kind of like jokingly like, haha, guess what, Amy? I just fucking biffed it out there. She got all pissed off and started salting the ground, and Jeff's sitting in the corner. He's like, you need to fill an incident report because the only fucking way these people do this shit around here. I'm like, whoa. What did I just start? Because I guess this has been a big problem of the district. Like,
not salt and
like
stuff.
not fixing stupid shit that's super easy. And he's like, what if that was one of the older people that work in this building? Like if Barb ate shit there, she'd be out. She would not recover that. At least not for a while. So, by the time we come back inside, Jeff's like, I gotta fill it out for you. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. I've come back from, like, loading shit outside on Home Depot, missing half my fingernail, just blood running down my arm, hand shaking. Just obviously fucked myself up on something. And my boss, my supervisor, Big D, which there's a reason we might go into Big D here a little more in a bit, just kind of looks at me, looks down at my hand, just fucking shaking. I'm holding it. That's it, just down my arm. And he goes, "You think you'll need any, like, stitches or anything? Like, do you need to fill out an incident report?" Like, nah. We're good.
It's fine.
I'll just bandage.
I'll be fine.
And he goes, "Alright, Chief," and walks off. So, like, I've done way worse to myself and not filled out reports. But the reply to that report came back with the biggest bullshit excuse I have ever heard. They said, and quote, that they cannot fix this problem because there's not enough money in the budget.
To put salt down?
To salt the fucking sidewalk. Not enough money to salt the sidewalk. When we have a bucket of salt sitting next to the door. Nah, maintenance budget doesn't have enough to do that. And the salt the, like, 5 parking stalls out are in front of the building.
That's ridiculous.
That's fucking stupid. But no, Big D is hilarious. This dude has some problems. He should not be in charge of anyone. He's been fired multiple times. Before he got fired from Home Depot, he got fired for jerking it in the parking lot of his last job.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But this dude is tweaking. Like, the reason he got fired is because they found meth in his car.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Outside the Home Depot parking lot. So I won't say like his actual name, but it was called Big D. That's what it was called around the store. And yeah, his whole demeanor. He was a hilarious dude to have clothes with because he didn't give a fuck. Because he was probably high on meth. He had this walk. We'd all make fun of it, like, openly. It was hilarious. The way he talks and everything. I fucked my thumb up twice under his supervision. It wasn't under, he just happened to be the supervisor on duty. And on the first one, again, broke my nail trying to slide a bathtub off the forklift forks because it wasn't coming off into an open top container as like a junk thing. And so I jumped out and I went to just push it by hand. And I shoved it. The box got caught on something else in the open top, and I just rammed my thumb straight into the tip of the forks. Just busted. Again, just bleeding and everything. I just drive the forklift back to the door. And again, he pokes his head around the corner, walks over, he's like, "What's up with your thumb, playa?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing. I hit it on the fork," and it goes, "Oh man, let me see it." I show him it. My hand's not like, it fucking hurts, but this isn't like,
This isn't like I'm going into shock from blood loss.
He just looks at it. He goes, "Think you'll need anything for it?" I'm like, "Nah." And he goes, "Alright then, I'm not gonna report it." And fucking limps off. He like walked with a purposeful limp. Like, it was fucking funny. He did not give a shit about anything. So no, Big D was chill. Now he's most recently I've seen him as a stalker for Dylan's.
It's kind of hard to fuck that up.
I just don't think they care about drug past there, as far as that job goes.
I've seen some things where it's like, oh, we're gonna start doing drug testing. It's like, all right, get ready to fire literally everyone for some jobs.
No, yeah, there's some jobs that No, don't. I don't care. Don't drug test them. Let them homies be.
It's like, if you're working here, I understand.
Like, fast food. Don't drug test, like, the low-end fast food workers. They're fine. They're working fast food for a reason. If you're in your, like... If you're in your 30s, 40s, and you're still, like... bottom of the totem pole, fucking... fast food worker, I mean, you're going through some rough times. You deserve to be able to do some drugs. So, just let them.
We had some people working at the pool who just did not give a fuck either. They just do the shittiest job.
Yeah, like, people that do the shit jobs, just let them do the drugs.
It's like... It was like theirs, like... The work's not hard. It's real fucking easy. If you put in, like, even a little bit of effort. And they couldn't even do that.
Hey, Spencer. What is a job position that you don't think should be drug tested? Just let them fuckers do it.
Literally every single job.
Will be
If you're an idiot and you're doing drugs to a point where you can't do your job, then obviously you should be fired. But literally every single job.
I mean, I'm not
Are
talking...
you seriously? Like, okay.
I'm not talking
maybe-
just weed. I'm talking, like, people that are doing, like, coke and meth and shit.
Well, yeah, but those are the ones that they can't even catch on drug tests. Those are the ones that go out of your system, even if you've done like breaks of cocaine. They can't catch it because it's out of your system in like 3 days. They can't even catch that shit.
If you're doing bricks of
The
cocaine,
longest-
I think you got another problem.
The longest drug to stay in your system is weed. It's it, and it's like if you do it a whole bunch, it'll take like 30 days to get out of your system. But all these other hard drugs are out of your system days, just like a few days. Doesn't even matter. So they can't even like reliably test anyway.
I want my airline pilot to be on LSD.
Well, okay, on the clock's different, but yeah.
Yeah, on the clock. That'd be a fun ass ride until we died. That'd be a fun ride until we all fucking hit a building or something.
Dude, I cannot wait for the U.S. to follow in line with some other countries. Like, I would say for just this purpose, like Canada, to where small end psychedelics are legal. Because they have mushrooms and cactus are legal there. That'll eventually come to the U.S., I think. And
Washington, I'm pretty sure mushrooms are legal now.
is it?
Pretty sure.
Washington decriminalized like literally everything.
Well, Oregon
Yes.
decriminalized
Or was that
everything.
Oregon?
Probably both. Oregon
You know what? I think it might have been Oregon. I don't know.
Oregon
It's one of those
decriminalized
two.
everything, but I wouldn't be surprised if Washington did too, because that whole belt of Washington, Oregon, California is a little something we like to call fucktardistan.
Washington and Oregon aren't that bad. It's just L.A.
L.A.
Well, Seattle too, but I mean, Seattle's not as bad. L.A. and San Francisco are just. It's just those are the shit.
It's just where California bleeds into. Like now they're bleeding into Texas. But regardless, when that becomes like federally legal in, I don't know, probably like 20, 25 years, there's going to be jobs for like professional shroom testers. What a job that would be. Your job is just go and get fucked
QC on
up.
fucking shrooms.
How bad does this one get you fuckered?
I'd give that one an 8.
Still, I did
He goes, I'd give that one an 8 as he's talking to a wall. There's no one else in the room.
He's just talking to himself. He's writing it down. He fucking comes off of it and he looks at his scribbles and he just wrote the word, I don't know, fucking pineapple like 18 times. You're eating pineapples, so. Jesus. No, I did like an alarming amount of research on mushrooms for a while. That's just kind of what I do whenever I get interested in
She's
something.
like, oh, I want drugs.
So I'm like, yeah, my search history's definitely been flagged by like the state. All this shit I'm looking at. But one of the strongest strands of mushrooms, I can't call it strand, the strongest types of psychedelic mushrooms they got the psilocybin, is penis envy. It's what this shroom is called. This motherfucking penis envy. I was cackling to myself at like 2 in the morning when I first started watching this stuff, because I watched an hour-long video of a dude take mushrooms and document his experiences. And him and his wife were just sitting there having a normal conversation talking about penis envy. I'm like, what's going on? They're saying this like it's normal. They're like, oh yeah, it's pretty strong. Is it as strong as penis envy? I'm like, hold on, fucking pause
Wait
the video.
a minute.
I'm like, oh, go back. He said it again. I'm like, what the fuck? And goes, oh yeah, no, it's not quite as strong as penis envy, but it's pretty good. I'm like, whew. Are we talking about a mushroom, or are they just really jealous of other people's dicks? Like, what's going on?
They're talking about a mushroom one way or another.
It's a red herring. It's actually not another strand of mushroom. They're just talking about, like, he has a small dick. He's very envious of other people's penises. It's like a psychedelic thing for him.
So I was like, this cannot be fucking real. And so that's what started this deep search into mushrooms.
Open up the Tor browser.
I didn't know. I just went on Google. I didn't even give a shit about incognito. I just started looking shit up, and I was like, okay, top strongest strands of psychedelic mushrooms, and sure as shit, like number 3, penis envy. Like, oh my god, it's real. They're just so used to this that they can say that with a straight face and be talking about comparing penis envy to other things. Like, oh my god. I also learned just how easy it is to grow those.
Yeah.
Literally
It's not
anywhere.
hard.
In the state of Kansas, it is legal to own the spores. You can own the things that they fucking grow from. You just can't grow them. But you can own the spores for some reason. You can also own a book titled How to Grow Psychedelic Mushrooms. That is not paraphernalia.
Unless you have the spores.
But if you owned a fucking book that said how to grow cannabis in Kansas, that'd be considered paraphernalia, so whatever. You just can't own both. If you own the book and the spores, that's a big no-no. Now you're going to jail for a long time.
They should do, like, for weed, they should just fucking give up already.
Yeah.
It's legal it's 100% legal in Colorado, 100% legal in
Tomorrow
Missouri.
it becomes legal in Missouri.
Yeah. And it's medically legal in Oklahoma.
Oregon, or Oklahoma. Fucking Oregon.
Oregon.
Where do I
What
think I
mushrooms
live?
you been on?
Where the fuck
Kansas
do I live?
borders Oregon.
Jesus. Oklahoma. I said Ohio.
Ohio.
God, I need to restudy a map. Yeah, so
Well, and like,
it's impossible to stop it from coming in now.
I know my I don't know. My like a reach of issues is not the widest. Like, I only really know like what our age group, like what college age kids think about it. I don't really know what other people think about it, but it's like pretty much everyone I know is just like, yeah, fuck it, who cares? Legalize it.
I mean, I know a few demographics what they think of it. The biggest thing is who gives a fuck if someone smokes, if someone doesn't, whatever. Even just think of it of what this, like, it is such a big taxable commodity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Colorado, they're one of the first to fully legalize it. And Colorado hit record high state income for the first time in fucking centuries. The second that they opened it.
Yes, because it's pretty heavily taxed.
It is a giant tax. It is super regulated. I've watched multiple videos on how fucking difficult it is to actually grow weed legally. Because it's not federally legal.
Yeah.
So it is such a big ass pain to do it legally. But it keeps everyone safe. It actually does stop, it's like most street sales of weed, because what's everyone afraid of now? Oh, it's fucking laced with something. What could it be laced with? Probably fucking fentanyl. That's a thing.
Holy shit, I didn't realize it was that much.
Yeah. It's taxed hella hard.
15%. On top of their sales tax in that area.
States get a lot of money from cannabis sales. So it just makes sense. It's coming in anyway. It's legal on both sides, so anyone who wants it can just...
It's legal on 3 sides, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. But anyone who wants it can just fucking hop, skippity, jump, tops 5-hour drive from anywhere to get weed and bring it back. It's safer, so that's why it got rid of those street sales in those areas. It does still happen, just not nearly as much. Because now you can just walk into a store, pay a dude, I don't know what they go for. You probably walk in there with $50 that you'd normally give to your street dude. I don't know what would 50 give you, like fucking...
I don't know, I've never bought drugs.
I was about to say like a quarter of a pound, but that's a fuckload of weed.
No, I don't think you'd get that much.
No, that's. I do know they measure it in grams, and that's a whole lot of grams. So, no. Anyway, whatever you would get on the street for fucking 50, I'm sure you could walk into a store for $50, pretty much get the same amount of shit. And no, you're not gonna die.
You can probably get more, honestly.
No, because of how fucking difficult it... One of the documentaries I watched was like, it's killing the small business because your mom and pop street dealers, yeah, fucking, that's what they called them, mom and pop street dealers.
They're drug dealers.
your mom and pop operations. No, you're a fucking drug dealer. Anyway, it's like these legal businesses are putting us out of business because people will pay the premium to just get it the safe way and know what they're getting is like quality stuff that's not been tampered with. I'm like, no shit. What's been going on? Like I said, fentanyl problems been going on in our country for how many years? Fucking it becomes legal. You go to that, you know you're not gonna have a chance of dying off of fentanyl trying to smoke your weed. No shit.
Did you see what the president said about like a fentanyl shipment that got seized?
Mm-mm.
It was like, oh god, I think it was like 10,000 pounds of fentanyl got seized coming in the country. It's like this amount of fentanyl could kill 100,000 people.
For sure, kill more.
Some dude did the math. He's like, no, this would kill every person on the planet 5 times over. That's a little more than 100,000, Joe.
Maybe if all 100,000 were taken like entire tablespoon scoops and eating it straight.
This could get. I don't know if it was like 5 times over, but I know it could at least kill everyone on the planet at one time. It could kill 7 billion people.
This could kill 100,000 Americans. I think that's a little off.
So,
I was like,
I think your math's a little off there, Joe.
I don't know if you know, but I've seen body cam footage of an officer literally just getting a whiff of a bag that has fentanyl in it that was like 2 feet away from him. It passed underneath him when another officer was handing it across, and motherfucker passed out. Just locked good night. 2 feet. It wasn't quite 2 feet. It was probably like a foot away from him. And it just took a whiff to fucking out him. He didn't actually do any of it. So, yeah. I could kill a few more people than that.
It's not good.
So, yeah, people will pay a little extra to make sure that's not in their shit. And the state can go, yeah, we're taxing the fuck out of this. So it's just a smart thing to do. Honestly, you can't fight it anymore. That whole thing failed. The war on drugs was officially won by drugs. So just, yeah, I'm not a huge, like, I wouldn't say I'm a proponent for weed, but there's just no reason to
I'm a
fight
proponent of being able to do whatever the fuck you want as long as it's not harming other people.
Exactly, and weed is fucking less dangerous than alcohol. So, yeah. It's not something I'm hugely interested in. If it becomes legal, yeah, I'm gonna try it. Duh. New legal thing. What else are you supposed to do?
That's how smoking's still around. Oh, I'm old enough to do this now. Let's try it out.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm definitely the fucking target audience for these dudes. Just, yeah, I'll try it once. But I mean, I guess until then, I can't say, oh, I'm not gonna be a stoner. I don't think I'll be a stoner anyway. I don't drink enough to be an alcoholic. I rarely smoke cigars. I have pretty good self-control of that. But yeah. Just legalize the bitch. Let people decide.
Let people do whatever the fuck they want.
Pretty much.
To an extent.
Don't legalize meth.
Sure.
Of the drugs that are out there, weed and like half of the psychedelics are perfectly fine.
Because are psychedelics addictive at all?
I think the higher end ones definitely can be. I know weed isn't quote unquote addictive.
Well, I know it's, yeah, I know they say that a lot, but you can see, like, in some people where it's becoming an issue.
Well, yeah, it's like, oh, it's non-addictive. Yeah, it doesn't make the chemical in your brain that, like, has a dependency on it. It doesn't do anything there. But you still get hooked on the feeling of it, and so then it still becomes an addiction.
You can get addicted to literally anything.
Exactly. But you can't OD on weed. Nobody's died from smoking too much weed. If you've died from weed, it's because you took a bunch and you went and drove or something.
Crashed your car and died.
You didn't die from the weed. You died from you being a dumbass and driving under the influence.
And you didn't die from driving under the influence. You died from crashing under the influence. And you didn't die from crashing. You just died from slowing down way too fast.
See, the drunk drivers aren't the problem. We're worried about the drunk crashers. But, I don't think there's any documented cases of people overdosing on mushrooms or cactus or fucking... You might be able to on sativa. Sativa is pretty screwed up. I don't personally know of anybody dying from taking
Why
too much
is that
DMT.
the first thing that comes up? Google, has anyone overdosed on, and then the first thing that comes up is Viagra.
Those are important questions. We gotta know.
I know the answer, unfortunately. It's yes.
Yes. You can.
You definitely can.
Can you OD? Can you OD other guy on psychedelics? Okay, well, what comes up is LSD. I don't care about the LSD. I want, like, okay, can you overdose on mushrooms?
Weed. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Weed, you can't overdose in the traditional sense. You can definitely use too much of it and misuse it to a point, but you're not gonna, like, take too much of it and fucking die.
No, it's literally impossible to die from too much weed. You'll throw up. You'll make yourself sick.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, like, using it to a point where it's, like, it's not good for you anymore. You're kind of abusing it, but it's not, like, it's not going to be the main factor in your death.
It is highly unlikely to overdose on any of the currently identified species of psilocybin-containing mushrooms. There are, however, many risks and effects from consuming the shrooms, including psychological overdose. That sounds horrifying. What the fuck is that?
that sounds scary.
Symptoms of overdose could include any combination of the following: psychosis, extreme paranoia, intense panic attacks, lightheadedness, anxiety, nausea, excessive perspiration, slowed sense of time, facial flushing, delusional thinking.
So you might freak the fuck out so bad you go and kill yourself on accident.
That's what I mean, like, as far as psychedelics, aside from LSD, I suppose,
Yeah.
you can't OD. What happens instead is, you freak the fuck out and you kill yourself by other means. Like, there's a bunch of stories of people taking DMT, freaking their shit, and, like, jumping off of mountains. Or they take him on a boat and they freak the fuck out, jump overboard, and drown. There's stories of that, but they're not... Technically, they're not dying from the drug. They're dying because the drug had them feel themselves.
Do fucking people jumping overboard on cruise ships and shit?
Yeah.
That's fucking scary.
That's a long fall. That's gonna feel like concrete when you hit.
Most people don't survive the impact. But they do like a ship-wide announcement no matter when it happens. Can you imagine sleeping in your bed and you hear the fucking intercom come on? Dude, I think it's Oscar is the code for overboard. Just, Oscar, Oscar, Oscar.
Some dumbass pitched himself.
No, it's literally like whoever's in charge. They do that code and then it's like all hands to their stations. You're like, what the fuck's going on? It's like goddamn 3 a.m. Having a nice nap.
Spotlight in the ocean.
Super drunk as shit. All the ship lights turn on. Because they want all the lights on so they can see.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking scary.
That would be horrifying. Especially if you have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have known that if I went on a cruise ship and someone had to kill themselves by jumping off. I wouldn't know what that meant. Just getting woken up, alarms, lights turn on, some dude fucking yelling some dude's name at me, like, what's going on?
Who the fuck's Oscar, man?
Who's Oscar?
Is it the Grouch?
I'm about to be one.
It's so hard. It is so hard to, like, fall off of a cruise ship on accident. You, like, have to be fucking trying or be really fucking dumb to, like, actually fall off on accident.
Incredibly drunk. That's why they're there, is for the drunk people.
Yeah. It's like they've designed it to where even if you're, like, incredibly fucking drunk, it's still hard to do.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be the drunk people that are like, oh, I bet I can jump over this fucking railing. Woo!
still, it's difficult, and like crew members, they have cameras and stuff to monitor it too. So like if they see anyone like even making an attempt, they'll fucking tackle your ass to the ground before you can actually do it.
Yeah.
Because it loses them money if you jump overboard.
Well, probably.
Because they have to fucking go back and look for your dumb ass, even though you're probably dead. and then they lose money on like their port destinations because they got docking fees and stuff. They lose money on fuel. It's very inefficient to have people kill themselves on your ship.
If you're thinking of killing yourselves, wait until we fucking dock. Off yourself at port. If
you're thinking about having a heat stroke, don't.
Oh, shit, I didn't even think of that. I'll just not. Good plan.
Good plan.
I was planning a 3 o'clock heat stroke today, but I'll move that aside.
I'll put that on my personal time.
God.
No, I really want to go on a cruise.
Same. I've never been.
We were going to go on that one to Alaska, but like, god damn, it's so fucking expensive.
Cruises tend to be.
Well, it's like, even looking at other ones, like this one was, because it's like a standard cruise line. It's Royal Caribbean, so they do everything all fucking stupid like all the other cruises, and like they hide as many fees and shit in as they possibly can. It's like, oh, the cruise fare is this. You're like, oh man, that's pretty cheap. It's like, oh, your drink package cost another $1,000 per person. It's like, fucking why? And then you got to pay for all the restaurants on top of that too if you want to do the specialty ones.
Drink package? Can you not just pay per drink?
You can, but it's expensive. It's like,
okay.
So like you could pay per drink if you're not planning on drinking a lot. If I'm going on a cruise, I want to get fucked up, right? So it's like, all right, in the end, if you get like 5 drinks a day, the drink package is cheaper. It's like, I can probably do 5 drinks a day, but the upfront cost goes up quite a fucking bit. And it depends how much the drink package costs too, because they don't tell you that. You have to book the cruise first, and it's like, oh, you can add this on for this much now. Do you want to do that? They don't actually tell you. So I have like a general range. I know it's like, here's the low end, here's the high end. It's going to be somewhere in there most of the time, hopefully.
Most of the time.
You won't know until, until you actually book it.
That's a lame ass practice.
Yes, it is. Which is why I've been looking at Virgin voyages. Because they're like, here's the cruise price. You get fucking everything. All the specialty restaurants, all that's included. The only thing you don't get is alcohol. It is pay per you go, no matter what. And it's like, you can prepay your bar tab if you want. But that literally, everything is included. 100%. They even have free Wi-Fi. Except for the alcohol. Oh my god, that is well, and a few other things. It's like they have a tattoo parlor on board. It's like, that'll cost extra,
I would
obviously.
Not trust that tattoo parlor. I would not trust an on the seas fucking tattoo parlor.
I'll have to look at it. It's pretty fucking cool.
That's gonna be some shaky ass tattooing, bro.
It's pretty cool.
I guess there's like gyro stabilized pool tables on cruise ships. Those are dope. Yeah, throw that on for them.
Yeah.
They're just so tall.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's in their entertainment. Is it? No.
Never sleep alone. That sounds fucking.
That's a show.
Is it an escort service? Like get prostitutes on the high seas?
It might be. No, these guys look fun though. It's probably under fitness and spa, I think, actually. Maybe.
Why would tattoos be on?
I don't know. It's in a weird place. I remember that. Where is it? It's called Squid Ink. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Squid Ink Tattoo Studio.
Huh.
Yeah. It's like, that'll cost extra. It's like there's things that are like obviously it's like, oh, if you're gonna buy something from the shop, or if you're like, you know, they have a record shop on board too, since you know Virgin started out as music production. It's like obviously that stuff's gonna cost extra, but like all the restaurants, all your like basic food and drinks, Wi-Fi, everything like that's fully included in the price.
I couldn't trust it on the
No, I just thought it was cool. But here's the even cooler thing. This is not a paid promotion, by the way. They're pretty fucking affordable, because that's the price for 2 people.
How long of a trip? 5 nights?
5 nights.
$2,000 across 5 nights. $400 a night.
It's like the price of a nice hotel. Really nice hotel.
It'd be $200 a person per night.
It's like, it's really not bad, because you got all your food included, you got entertainment, you got...
I mean, I
that
still
stuff.
can't afford to do that kind of shit, but...
Do the fucking 8 nights. They have, when they reposition their ships, they have transatlantic ones that are like 17 nights.
God.
And they're only like $5,000, because it's literally just, you're at sea for like all of it. It's like you'll leave your port, hit one port, and then you're just at sea for like a fucking week straight, and then you'll hit like one more port, and then you'll go to your destination port.
I feel like if I'm going on a cruise, I want to just be on the boat.
It's really nice if you just want to be on the ship.
'Cause like, yeah, you can go to all these different places, but usually I'm not trying to fuck with the in-between places. Like, it's not why I'm here. I'm here to get fucked up on a boat.
It is kind of it is kind of cool to go to those places though. Like sail into them.
Okay, yeah, but you get dropped off in the most touristy
Yeah,
sections
that's
of
true.
those places. Everything is super overpriced. They're all catered to be nice to the Americans, and they're all also covered in fucking scams.
Yeah.
Because it's a tourist hotspot, so the local con artists fucking chill there. And so you can't get far enough inland to explore what that country or whatever is actually about with the time that you're there before the boat leaves again, and you're just fucking stranded. So
It is kind of fun, since I have been on a cruise. It is kind of fun to just like, a lot of them have the excursions you can pay more for. It's like, yeah, that's fun and all, but it's like, when we stopped in Puerto Rico, like, we had an excursion, but it was like, it didn't take long at all. It was like a fucking 30-minute thing, and we were done. And so then we just wandered around Puerto Rico. Didn't buy anything, you know. There was some of the people that were fucking haggling you to buy shit, you know. It's their job.
Yeah.
You can't really blame them. But it's just like, it was still fun to just kind of like wander around. It's like, huh, it's kind of cool. Hop back on the boat and head out.
I mean, how long are you docked there for? Like a couple hours?
On most cruises, yeah, it's a couple hours. Like, you get there in the morning and you'll leave in the evening, or like probably maybe before dinner time. The way Virgin does it, though, it's like, oh, you want to experience the nightlife in this fucking city? Our ships don't leave till like 2 a.m. midnight. Like that's our port leave times. We'll get there like early morning, and we won't leave till fairly late. So if you want to experience like the bars there and the nightlife there, you can.
Or you just chill on the boat.
Or you can just chill on the boat and have drinks.
No, I'm totally down to do cruising. I'm just not in a point where I fucking can.
Yeah. They got some deals going on all the fucking time. Like, yeah, 55% off, second person, and $600 in free drinks. not too bad.
I gotta wait for my big boy job to come in before I can start actually living the luxury lifestyle. Believe it or not, their 22-year-old college student can't fucking
Go on cruises.
go on cruises all the time.
As you can tell by the pictures, that we're not really the target audience.
No. Solana.
Crypto's still been doing pretty fucking garbage lately.
I'm technically up on the month. Like, the month's pretty much seen nothing but an uptrend.
I haven't even looked at mine.
I looked at it like 2 days ago. For the first time in like a month. I pretty much just check it monthly at this point.
I can do limit orders on Gemini now. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I bought those computer parts I was talking about last week, so now I'm waiting on those to come in. When those come in, all I gotta do is order an M.2, which I already have one picked out. I just need another month's paycheck. I need an M.2, and preferably, just because no refresh is complete without a completely new look, a new case. Get myself a new case for it all. That's also
You should make a sleeper build. Get like one of the old like Dell Latitude cases and put it in there.
That'd be funny. But no, like, there's benefit to getting a new case with it as well, because then I can build the new one off on the side, and if I fuck something up, or I didn't double check enough, and this part doesn't fit, or in order to put this part on I need a fucking adapter piece that I don't have, so I gotta order it. I didn't rip my fucking computer apart and then just be SOL for however long it takes to finish it off.
You do have a laptop though, so it's not like you're completely out of luck, but
with like nothing fucking on it. So no, I wouldn't be just dead in the water, but I prefer to just have the desktop. I have that bitch set up how I want it.
that's why I don't want to mess with this thing, like, at all. 'Cause it's my only computer.
So yeah, it'd be cool to build it off on the side, make sure everything fits. The only thing I'd have to do with this computer is I'd have to take it apart, pull the power supply, make sure the power supply fits in the new case. And then I can build the rest of it out, and then, if it doesn't work, if I can take the power supply back out, put it in the old case, boom, run my normal shit. And
Are you gonna take your drives over too, or are you gonna start over?
no, the drives are coming over, so the the motherboard for this one has the capacity for 6 SATA cables. I only have 2 drives in the computer right now, so I'd only need 2 of those slots. The bigger thing for hard drives is the case. The case has to be able to support it. But with this motherboard, it has 4 NVMe M.2s. So I'm going to try to move everything to M.2s. Because, damn, do they move fast.
Yeah.
And they're just cool. Which I found out today, the luxury side of M.2. Damn. How big do you think currently M.2s go to? Just a chip you plug into your motherboard.
I really have no idea. I haven't looked at any computers.
If you take a guess, what would you guess?
A couple terabytes?
So everything I'd seen has been 2. 2 terabytes is a pretty big M.2. Most of them are like 256, 512 gig. Which it's funny because that's still a shitload of storage, but not by today's standards.
Yeah.
Current hard drives for data centers can go to like 40 terabytes. current solid states, normal status solid states, can go to like 20. These goddamn M.2s can apparently go to 8. 8 terabytes for like a little flash drive.
Size storage device, yeah.
That is bonkers. You know the price of those little things?
Probably a fucking lot.
$1,200.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
That is ridiculous, though. $1,200 for fucking storage.
Well, you gotta remember when SSDs were first coming out, they were around that price too. For the super big ones.
I guess, yeah. But I can get a 2 terabyte Western Digital Black for like $60.
Yeah.
That is such a price hike to get to 8 terabytes. 6 more terabytes runs you $1,100 more dollars. Damn. That's crazy.
It'll go down.
But since someone's got 4 slots for it, I'm tempted just to start with this 2 terabyte, move everything
Over to it.
onto that. Oh, I need more storage, just get another Western Digital Black and just part all those, and then I could have 8 terabytes of storage without even needing normal hard drives. They're all just clipped onto the motherboard with the motherboard acting as a heatsink for them.
Yeah.
Like, there's things you have to unscrew, fucking take like thermal tape off to reveal more thermal shit to heatsink these things.
I need to get a new computer
So.
soon. That might be my next project. I don't know. I still need to find a fucking job.
There's a lot of remote work.
A lot of it I don't qualify for.
There's a ton that's no
There's a
experience.
lot of IT stuff where it's like you need to have IT experience. And I don't have that.
You just gotta look nationwide for remote work. It's gonna be bitchy work, but it's something.
I don't give a shit. As long as it pays me money.
There's so many, 0 experience required, just fucking do this menial work from home.
Wait, who's paying me to yell at this guy? I'll tell you, for money.
Gentlemen, you're missing the easy solution here. Fucking off himself. I just kept crawling and it just kept working. But yeah, I don't know what I'll do with... I know what I'm going to do with some of the stuff. Like, I'm going to keep all of the RAM I ever have. I'm going to keep all the graphics cards that I ever have. And I'll make a display of, like, through the ages of that shit increasing. I haven't decided if I'm going to just completely nerd out when I have my actual house and have, like, the computer room and just keep all of the components minus, like, hard drives and power supplies and cases and shit, but, like, the motherboards themselves, I haven't decided if I'm going to do that. But I could definitely sell a case.
I remember in computers in middle school, they whipped out a floppy disk. And I was the only one that fucking knew what it was.
Same. Shit, my... I forget her title all the time, but one of my teachers this semester is like the head of the informatics department. She's also a lawyer. She's teaching me my laws class, like laws and ethics and shit in cyberspace. High level class. Like the second to last one you take.
Yeah.
And we start talking about old tech, because in order to understand the laws for new tech, you have to understand where they came from. So you go back to the old shit. And she busted out pictures. She goes, who of you knows what this is? Busts out a picture of an old CRT box TV with the VHS, with the VCR attached to it, just all one thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I owned 2 of those. One other kid in the class knew what they were. She pulls a picture of the VHS tape up, and we're like, yes.
VHS.
That is awesome. I was like, I still have my VHSs somewhere. Whole fucking collection of them.
Yeah, I still got mine too.
She goes, what I'm about to show you is going to hurt you then. Well, at first I thought she was going to pull up the pencil trick. Because I mentioned that, I was like, she pulls up this picture of them eating themselves and the film coming out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I honestly thought you were going to show us the pencil trick. She goes, I know what you're talking about. And that's how I know you're not lying about owning these things. It's like, yeah, but there was nothing spookier than when you're watching your favorite VHS that you can't get anymore, and all of a sudden, everything stops. And you have seconds to jump out of that chair, fucking hurdle your table,
Hit the
eject button before this thing eats itself past the point of return. As the stupid ass magnetic film, it just spaghettis itself on the inside of your TV.
Who thought that magnetic tape was the way to store things?
It worked.
It has so many flaws, though.
It worked.
It's still used in some applications. It's better, but in 99% of applications, it is not a good solution.
But yeah, we just started going through old tech and stuff, and yeah, floppies are. I've only ever seen one in person though.
A floppy disk? Well, I have fucking hundreds of them.
Why?
My parents. They have a bunch of old pictures and stuff on them. Old video games, like fucking Oregon Trail. We have a floppy of that.
But do you have the reader for it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's dope.
Somewhere.
Gotta hang on to that.
Yeah, we have a shit ton of old floppy disks.
Which size?
They're the smaller ones. Not the fucking big ass not the actual floppy ones.
Damn. I'm trying to remember what was it, like a 3.5.
Also, whose idea was it to make a square? What?
Easier to produce.
Discs, man.
Squares are easier to produce on production lines. You don't have to deal with waste. You can just run the perfect dimensions and fucking chop it off.
Yeah,
Chop it off.
I guess. I remember playing on my old computer that didn't even have an internet connection. Old fucking CD games.
One of my favorite PC CD games that I ever had was Star Wars Empire at War. The most underrated RTS ever. And when I found it on Steam one day, I didn't even hesitate. I didn't even look at the price. It was just in my library. I saw the name and I hit checkout. I was like, this is what I need. This is nostalgia. Because I got the play disc stuck in my parents' old shit ass HP white beige tower. Got stuck in the disk drive. We never could get it out. It wouldn't. And so I lost the play disc. I only ever had the install disc after that.
Damn.
And so I was really upset. I couldn't play that game anymore. So yeah, I saw it, immediately bought. Such a good game. If anybody that listens to this plays video games and likes RTSs, it's very simple, very basic RTS, but damn is it good.
I've been wanting
So many mods for it.
I've been wanting to play Battlefront 2 again, the original. But I'm sure there's a mod so you can play with your friends.
I thought the server still ran.
Maybe they do. I don't know. That game's so much fun. the battles where you can go like up into space and back down. Oh my god. That's what Battlefront 2, the new ones that EA made, should have been. They shouldn't have fucking changed a goddamn thing. They should have just remastered it.
Well, EA's now taken on like the most ambitious Star Wars title of all time, and that is part of it. So I'm curious to see what that actually turns out to be, because I was super stoked for what the hell was it called, like Floor 1717 or something like that, like the Bounty Hunter Star Wars game that got canceled, and you're like in a fucking Supermax prison. That looked like such a good game, and the rug got pulled on it. I think it was an EA title too. I gotta look that up.
Everyone, I feel like everyone's scared to produce Star Wars games for some reason. I mean, I wouldn't say for some reason. They have a legitimate worry because Star Wars fans are fucking assholes.
I was close. 13-13.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's not fucking perfect, it's gonna get hated on so much because Star Wars fans are assholes.
It was to follow the bounty hunter Boba Fett navigating level 1313, a subterranean metropolis within the planet Coruscant.
Yeah, it was on Coruscant.
It was canceled in 2013 without word, just fucking dropped for no reason. Well, there was a reason, but there was no announcement.
No public reason.
And it was because of Disney's. Good lord. Disney's purchase of Lucasfilms led to the project being put on indefinite hold, and then later the entire staff getting laid off. So, never officially canceled, but just buried beyond redemption. It was like, oh yeah, no, the game's just on hold, and we fired everyone working on it, so it's never coming out.
It'd be really cool, I think, to see some of the old games like that never got to see a launch. Just like release the files that you did get done.
They weren't very far in that one.
I know, but there's some games where it's like, this thing's in beta, this thing's like almost ready to go, and then it just gets canceled. It's like wait a few years, then just like leak the files. Someone can like compile it together to make it actually run, so someone can like, so you can go and look and check it out. It's like not finished, 100% was still in development, not going to be developed any further, but here's what we had. Here's what could have been.
And somebody could pick it up and finish it.
I mean, yeah, someone could pick it up and finish it.
You could have a couple different versions, because if it just goes public domain, then you could have a company buy its rights, take it off public and finish it, or you could have multiple people.
It.
You could have multiple people do different labors of love work on it. So this person thought the game should go this way, this person thought the game should go this way, and you have a couple of versions of the same game. The only game that I know of that's pretty much had that happen and is still actually going to come out is fucking Skull and Bones. I don't know how that game's still being developed. It can't turn a profit. It's been in development for over a decade. It's a Ubisoft game, I believe. Kind of built off the success of like the release of Sea of Thieves.
Oh, was that like their version of it? Their take on it?
Skull and Bones. It's been delayed so many times. When was its first announcement? Skull and Bones first announcement. Oh no, it was because of Black Flag. Everybody loved Black Flag so much. And just the naval combat of Black Flag. It's like, alright, we're going to make a full-fledged game that's just that. It still hasn't come out. It's like, what? You already had everything made.
Pretty much.
So yeah, work began on Skull and Bones in 2013, initially as an expansion for Assassin's Creed Black Flag, before being announced as an independent title in 2017. It was supposed to initially release in 2019. And it's just been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. It's kind of a meme of, oh, when are they going to delay it next? Right now it's slated for this year to come out.
We'll see. There's some games on Steam that are like that too. Like the new Kerbal Space Program. That was supposed to be out like 2 years ago.
KSP DOS.
Yeah. That's actually getting a beta this year though.
I can't imagine. There's no way to turn a profit on a game that's taken 10 years
No.
of constant development. Like, you have so much sunk into that, and just in employee fees.
Kerbal Space Program 2. Shit looks amazing. Look at
A
that.
bunch of people were like upset because it wasn't the same developer.
Yes. Oh, it comes out the end of this month because it is the first now.
Yeah, a bunch of people were like angry because it wasn't the same developers. It was different art style. Like,
It is different developers, but it's a different development company, but they took a lot of the developers from Squad are still working on it.
from Squad.
Yeah, that's who developed the original one. Because this is made by Intercept Games. The original one's made by, I'm pretty sure it's Squad.
I about bought a.
Yeah, Squad.
Oh, I thought you were meaning like the fucking game Squad.
No,
And I was like, what?
no, that's
Those
their
people?
development company.
Like, those people made KSP?
No.
That's what threw me off.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this. It's gonna have multiplayer. They have a roadmap. Yeah, roadmap.
I about bought 2 Point because it was on a hella big sale.
So like, basically what they're doing is what the original KSP did. It's like, we're gonna release it super early access, and we're gonna let you guys fucking tell us what you want done, and we'll do it.
Colonies.
Yeah. Multiplayer. And then who knows?
Multiplayer's way the fuck down the line, though.
Yeah, it is. But that is perfectly fine by me.
Because it looks like initially what's launching isn't even anything with a campaign. It's really just sandbox.
So basically what they said is it's gonna launch. It'll basically be what KSP 1 is right now. They're gonna launch it. It's gonna be pretty much that. Obviously, it's not gonna have science yet, which is a major part of the original KSP. But
Only if you're playing the campaign.
if you're playing so it won't have the campaign and the science stuff yet. But basically, everything else that's in the original KSP, it will have. It'll have the solar system. It'll have all of that, and then they're just gonna, expand on it from there. Add science, colonies. Then they're gonna add fucking new stars. Yeah, new star systems.
They're gonna add the Andromeda Galaxy.
Yeah, no, like I guess maybe, I don't know.
Cause that's not just a star. That's not just a solar system. It's a whole ass galaxy. So.
Maybe at some point, but that was the big promise of this game, was like that it'll be interstellar, because the original one you only have that solar system. You only have the Kerbal system,
Which is the Milky Way, or not Milky Way? It's the solar system.
No, it's way different.
Oh, I thought it was the solar system.
No, it's roughly based on our solar system.
Because that's
Like the Earth planet, Kerbal. It has 2 moons. It has the moon, which is the rough
Moon.
estimate of our actual moon. It's not anywhere close to the real one, because like everything in Kerbal is way downscaled.
So you know you can actually do shit.
So it makes it easier to do shit. But then it has Minmus too, which is just a mint chocolate chip ice cream ball. Basically. Yeah.
Because no, the entire reason it's called... Everything's not called solar systems. It's called star system. The only reason ours is called the solar system because our fucking sun is Sol.
Yeah.
The solar system.
This is the Kerbal system. I don't know what the sun's called. I forgot. But yeah. Oh, yep, that seems about right. That seems about right. The graphics look so good. The fucking rocket plumes look amazing.
We ain't even building spaceship. That was a fighter jet.
Well, yeah, that's a big part of the game too. Is you don't necessarily have to do space stuff. You can do airplane stuff if you want. Rovers, boats.
Yeah.
You can paint parts now. Everything's procedural. Jesus Christ. Procedural. So, like, you can make the wings look exactly how you want to. You can shape them exactly how you want to. It just looks like it's going to be really, really good.
Another game of this vein that looked fun that I never got was Stormworks.
I have Stormworks. It's pretty fun.
That one has multiplayer.
Yeah.
But you have to have multiplayer for the bigger ships. Like, good luck piloting the big shit with one person. Same with, like, Star Citizen.
I had...
It's right there.
Oh, yeah. It's like, I thought I had Stormworks. This game is pretty fun. I haven't played it in a long time.
3 years.
But they've added so much shit. It's gotten so complicated that it wasn't fun to keep up anymore.
But that is the fun of these games, is the complicated systems that are required for you to build a functioning thing. So that's the appeal of space engineers.
Like what I did in this game is like I fucking hated building shit myself. I just download stuff. But then you have to try to figure out how the fuck to work it without an instruction manual. And that's where I was like, I can never build anything near as cool as what these people can build. Like this thing.
Well, it's like the entire point of these games is build your own shit. I suck at building, but I still attempt.
It's like, I did attempt, but it's like building yourself, you know exactly how it's going to work. But it's like, if you want to download something and try to figure out how it works, it's like, when I was playing, it was like, you got a couple switches, they all do basic things. It's like, this starts the engine, this starts the fuel pump, this is this, and that's fine. When I stopped playing it, it's like, alright, you gotta turn on the fuel first, you gotta prime the engines, you gotta engage the turbochargers, there was like a fucking 30-step process to start one engine out of like 7 on the ship. It's like, holy fucking crap. I don't want to do that. I just want to drive this goddamn boat around.
I re-downloaded and started Hard Space the other day. And, yeah, they changed a lot. I can't even go in and, like, select, I only want to see this grade of ship come so I can, like, control my difficulty. You know, it's just like, here's 6 ships.
Pick one.
Pick one. They're going to be of whatever they fucking want to be. And, I told it to skip the tutorial. I forgot some of the buttons. But, I was like, this is a grade 3 ship. Which, looking at how they redid it, I'm like, this is like the first ships that you're working on. There's really no hard systems. Reactors aren't even a thing. Engines aren't even in there. Just the engine caps. I'm like, okay. I'm pulling the ship apart. And as I go to take the entire back part of the hull off, which would have housed the engine, I go to pull that off to the side. Oh, fucker. They added shit to the lower stuff that I didn't know about, because you don't have all your scanners at that level either. I pull the back part of the ship out, and then, whoop, here come the fuel lines still attached. I'm like, oh, shit. These 2 giant fuel barrels are sitting there. It's like, oh yeah, move this 3 more inches and watch this whole thing go up.
Oh shit!
It didn't quite have like all the disconnect valves and an actual engine that I gotta flush the fuel from and shit, but it's still attached and still very much live.
Still very much could explode.
Like, ugh. This game's supposed to be relaxing at this point. Why you do this?
You only have to get out of your $30 billion worth of debt.
Yeah, they upped the debt too.
Due to inflation?
Probably. Now you start the game with like $1.4 trillion.
Oh my god.
I'm like, oh my god. And the funniest part is I watched a dude clear it. And after he got it to 0 and he was in the green, like $40,000. And he was like, we did it, guys. We fucking cleared 1.4 trillion in debt. And the game's like, oh, hey, there was a miscalculation when we initially factored your debt. You actually still owe us like another $700 billion. He's like, oh. It's like, oh my fucking god. The game congratulates you by giving you more debt.
More you have to clear.
It's like, you paid that off too fast.
That's pretty good.
What are we at? Oh,
Hour
okay.
22. I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
So, this is the last in-person one for a little while.
Yes, sir.
See how Discord goes. Get that set up. Put that in the description probably so you guys can join it if you want to.
Discord.
Discord. I think that'll work okay.
Should be fun.
So, anyways, guys, we will hopefully see you next week. I don't know if I'll have internet by then still,
We have a buffer episode.
but we do have a buffer episode.
So, regardless, there'll be one next week.
Yeah. So, we'll see you guys next week then.
Adios.